What comes to your mind when I say National Geographic? Maybe it's the TV channels or the magazine with the familiar yellow frame border. Well, today I'm going to talk with you a little more in depth about National Geographic. National Geographic is one of the world's largest nonprofit scientific and educational organizations in the world. Today I'll be talking about the history of National Geographic, the purpose of National Geographic, and some public awareness campaigns that are going on today. First, let's start off with the history. On January 3rd, the following dates were cited from the recently updated National Geographic website. On January 13th, 1888, 33 explorers and scientists met in Washington, D.C. to form and organize a society for the increase of diffusion and geographical knowledge. Some of the milestones that they have accomplished since then. In November of 1929, Richard Byrd first flies over the South Pole, discovering 60,000 square miles of uncharted Antarctic icy terrain. In 1941, National Geographic opens its maps, photographs, and other cartographic information to aid war efforts for World War II. And then most recently, in March of 2012, James Cameron became the first person to dive to the bottom of the Marianas Trench. This is an example of the advancement of technology that has let mankind view and observe things that we had never been able to see before because of the limits of technology. Now that we've talked about the history, let's move on to the purpose. The purpose of National Geographic is to inspire people to care about the planet, to be aware of the conservation of the environment and natural resources, and it encourages the exploration, research, and education of the Earth. The Environmental Protection Agency states that in the past 50 years, humans have consumed more resources than in all of previous history. To go along with that, the Great Energy Crisis is an issue that we face today. The Great Energy Challenge is a response to that Great Energy Crisis, which is a 3-year National Geographic initiative with help from Shell Oil Company that is designed to help us better understand the depth of our current energy situation. From the recently updated Shell website, the global population has more than doubled since 1950 and is expected to increase by 40% by the year 2050. To support this economic and population growth, the world will need a vast amount of energy sources and alternative fuels. Shell is currently working on extending the lives of current oil fields by using advanced technology to tap into remote oil and natural gas wells and processes that will help capture CO2 in the atmosphere and safely store them underground. By joining the Great Energy Challenge today, we can all make a positive difference that will, in this crucial decade, and change how we think about and consume our energy. On a more positive note, some good news has been recently discovered. In her recent National Geographic article, The New Theory for Why Antarctic Sea Ice is Growing, Christine Delamore stated that scientists have suggested that the meltwater from the has risen to the surface and forms a cold, shallow layer that prevents the warm water from below to mix upward, thus cooling the surface and allowing sea ice to freeze over and expand more. Now that we have discussed the purpose of National Geographic, I would like to talk about why National Geographic is important and how it affects people today. Exploring the wonders of the world through modern media has let mankind see and observe things that we have never been able to see before because of the limits of technology. National Geographic uses multiple types of these media to share their information, whether it be their official journal, their channels on TV, their magazine, films, books, videos on YouTube, and maps. National Geographic reaches out to over 450 million people per month through this media. The article National Geographic reported that in 1965, National Geographic first made its television debut in the U.S., with first publicizing the Americans climbing Mount Everest for the first time. In conclusion, today we have talked about the history of National Geographic, their purpose, and some public awareness campaigns that are going on today. When National Geographic was founded in 1888, it was the start of one of the most influential and educational nonprofit organizations in the world. One of the issues that will directly affect us in our lifetime is the Great Energy Crisis, and hopefully today you have learned a little bit more about conservation. Thank you.